Hello students, welcome back to the class. We are doing the chapter The Human Eye and the Colorful World, and we are almost at the end of this chapter. In the previous classes we have understood the scattering of light, the meaning and concept of scattering, and you also understood the Rayleigh scattering, Mie scattering. Based on that we understood some natural phenomena like why the sky appears blue in color, why do we see red color of sun morning and evening, and even white color of sun we are able to see during the afternoon, and why we are using red color for the traffic signal and all, and that is all we understood in the previous class. So if you have not gone through the previous video, go through that so that you can get a good understanding of the concept. Today we are going to understand scattering again with the help of one activity setup that is going to be explained with the help of diagram only, and this experiment or the activity will basically help us to understand the scattering in a better way, and that will also give the answer why we are able to see the different color of sky, cloud and the sun as well. So let's understand the activity, and I hope you will be able to find interest and you will be able to understand the concept as well. So overall, very first I've already made the diagram where you can see what setup we have for this activity. So whenever we have to perform the activity we need some materials, and the main requirements that we have, you can see very first you are able to see L1 and L2, which are the two different convex lenses we have. Then we need a transparent container in which we can form some solution we are going to discuss. There is a cardboard, and in the cardboard at the center there is a hole so that the light can pass through this particular hole itself, that is at the center, and rest light can be blocked by the cardboard. So we want that the light coming this direction will be blocked, and only the rays of light from the center will be allowed to pass through this cardboard. So that is the purpose of the cardboard we have. And another, this is the second convex lens. We need a screen where finally the ray of light should fall, and at the very first you see at particular point S we have the light source. So overall we need a light source that can produce white light, a very strong white light. Okay, then we need two different convex lenses, a transparent container, a cardboard and a screen. And this is how we have to do the setup, such that very first we have placed the light source, that is S, at the focus of this convex lens. So we can say this is the focus of this convex lens where the light source has been placed. And you know, if the light source will be placed at the focus, then once it will come out from the point, it will become parallel to the principal axis after passing through the convex lens. So that is the purpose of convex lens, so that it can make the rays of light parallel to the principal axis, so that finally rays of light parallel to each other will be allowed to pass through this container which is transparent. What do we have in container, that we are going to discuss. Then finally the rays of light will come out parallel to each other, and again the same rays of light will be allowed to pass through this cardboard. So finally the rays of light through the hole will pass, rest will be blocked, and again through this hole only the rays of light will come again parallel to each other, and then it will finally fall on the other convex lens we have, that is L2, and other side we have placed the screen, so that finally the rays which are coming parallel will be converged by this convex lens L2 on the screen that is already placed there at the last. So overall the main purpose of this lens L1 is to make the rays of light parallel to each other. Okay, and the purpose of this lens is to converge the ray of light on the screen, so that the parallel rays will be converged at the on the screen, and so that we can see some image or something that we are going to discuss. So that is all the setup we have to do. Next thing is, in this container we are going to mix the components, that is one is sodium thiosulfate. So we are not going much into the chemistry part, only should know what solution is to be made and what components we are using for that. So sodium thiosulfate plus concentrated H2SO4. So this will be mixed with the water, no doubt, distilled water. So finally we are making a solution in which we have sodium thiosulfate and concentrated H2SO4. So quantity will also be different. Concentrated H2SO4 will be very less as compared to sodium thiosulfate in the water. So finally once we are going to make this solution, this will finally form the colloidal particles of sulfur. So I hope you know the meaning of colloidal particles. You understood in class 9th also. Colloidal solution you have understood. So overall, the only chemistry part we have to remember is we are making a colloidal solution. For that we are using the components like sodium thiosulfate plus concentrated H2SO4 in the water. And finally, what will happen? We are able to get the colloidal particles of sulfur. So finally we got the colloidal particles within this container with the help of this solution, that is the mixture of sodium thiosulfate, concentrated H2SO4 in water. And now one thing we should know, that is when we have colloidal particles, these colloidal particles will behave as the scatterer. So within this we have the colloidal particles which are infinite in number, we cannot count. So overall, with the help of colloidal particles we can have the scattering of light. Okay, so these colloidal particles will behave as a scatterer, and when the light will pass through it, that is white light will pass through this container, what will happen? The scattering of light will take place. So overall this is the setup we have. And now the experiment, once we'll do the experiment, that is we form the colloidal solution of sodium thiosulfate and concentrated H2SO4, we'll get the colloidal particles of sulfur within this container. And once the white light will be allowed to pass through this container with the help of this setup, what will be the observation that we need to understand, and why the observation will be like that we need to understand also. So I hope the setup is clear and requirement is clear, and the experiment how to conduct we need to understand properly. So overall, briefly we can say white light will be allowed to pass through this convex lens, that will finally pass through this colloidal solution in which we have the colloidal particles sulfur. Then the light will come out from the same container, and that will be allowed to pass through this cardboard hole at the center we have. Then the same light will pass through the convex lens L2, so that the final rays can converge on the screen. So this is all the explanation we have. Now what will be the observation? So we should know one thing, that is overall once we do this activity, the observation will be the container will become blue in color. So if we have the container from all the side, that is this side and the other side, that is three sides we can see, that is the front side that you will see, the back side which you are not able to see this time, and this side basically will become blue in color. That is first thing. Second thing is, on the screen finally at the center you will be able to see red color spot. So observation is this, that is once we do this setup and we allow the white light to pass to this colloidal solution with the help of this setup, we are able to see that the container becomes blue in color from all the side. On the screen we are able to see red at the center and maybe orange also. So red orange combination color we are able to see on the screen. So this is all the observation. So I'm repeating again, once the white light will be allowed to pass through this setup, that is pass through this colloidal solution, finally on the screen we are able to see red spot, and that is surrounded by orange color, and this container itself becomes blue in color from all the side. So this is all the observation we have. One more thing is, that is when the light will be allowed to pass through the colloidal solution, the rays of light will become visible, that is the path of the ray of light will also become visible. So within this container, the rays of light, the path of the ray of light will be visible to you, and this concept is given the name, that is also called Tyndall effect. So I'm just telling you all the observation, and then we'll go for the understanding also. So that you have already done in class 9, that is if the light is allowed to pass through the colloidal solution, then the path of ray of light becomes visible to you, and that phenomena or the concept is given the name Tyndall effect. So we can say Tyndall effect will take place in the container within the solution, and that Tyndall effect is possible only because of scattering of light. So when the light is passing through the colloidal solution, the scattering of light will take place, and because of that you are able to see the path of the ray of light, and that is nothing but Tyndall effect. So to summarize, we can say once the white light will pass through this colloidal solution, then Tyndall effect will be there, and the transparent container will become blue in color from all the side, and finally on the screen we are able to see the red or the red surrounded by orange spot on the screen. So this is all the observation we have, and now let's come to the conclusion. Why it happens? So I hope you are able to get the answer why you will be able to see blue color with the container, and why you are able to see red or orange color on the screen. So one thing we have understood, that is in general, if you talk about, so let me erase some parts. So I hope your setup is clear and observation is clear. So let me erase this part so that I can go for explanation again. So let me write down observation, then we'll go for the conclusion also. So observation is container becomes blue in color, okay, from what we say all sides. Okay, second thing, that is red surrounded by this way. We can write down just red spot is observed on the screen. So this is the observations we have, and why it happens, I hope you are able to understand also, because we have already understood the scattering of light. So one thing we know, if we talk about again the spectrum color, we know the violet, indigo, blue color will have very less wavelength always, so these colors will be scattered. And we know violet and indigo we are not able to see, because we are not, our eyes are not so sensitive to violet and indigo color. So finally the next color we are able to see is blue color after indigo. So if we are having three different colors scattered, that is violet, indigo and blue, we know violet will have maximum intensity according to the relay scattering, and then we have next intensity of light will have indigo and then blue. But we know we are not, our eyes are not so sensitive to violet and indigo, so finally we are able to see blue color. So that is what is observed here itself. So once the white light will be passing through this colloidal solution, we know now the sulfur particles, which are colloidal particles, will scatter the light, and because of the scattering, what will happen? The blue color will be visible to you. So overall in all the direction, the blue color will be visible to you, and that's why the entire container will become blue in color. And this gives a very simple explanation why the sky appears blue in color. So this part is going to give a very simple explanation of why we see the blue color of sky. So the concept is same. When the white light will pass through this colloidal solution, this scattering of light will take place, and the blue color will be visible to you, because blue color will be scattered most as compared to the rest colors. So finally the entire container will become blue in color, because the white light will scatter in all the direction, not in just one direction. Okay, so this part is clear why the container becomes blue in color. Second part is the color which are having a longer wavelength, that is orange or red color, will not be scattered by the colloidal solution, and the same color will pass straight away. So we can say overall these colors will not have a scattering, or we can say they will have very less scattering because the wavelength is maximum, and finally the red colors will remain in the same direction, and finally that you are able to see on the screen. So overall on the screen you see the red spot or the orange, the red spot surrounded by orange. It is nothing but the unscattered light which could not be scattered by the colloidal particles. So this gives you the explanation why we are able to see the red or orange color of the sun. So with the help of this simple setup, we are getting both the answer why the sky appears blue in color, why we are able to see red or orange color of the sun, because from the sun we are able to get the unscattered light, which is mostly red or orange color, which are of maximum wavelength. We are able to see the blue color of sky because these color are having less wavelength and is scattered maximum, and hence that is reflected back to you and you are able to see the same color. So this is a very simple setup to and the activity to understand the entire concept of scattering. Now since we have understood the scattering, we have understood natural phenomena based on the scattering, we'll discuss some terms, some concepts related with the scattering, which will give you more understanding of the scattering of light. So that is going to be discussed under the note. So very first thing that we understood, so this is the note based on the scattering of light that you have to remember, and then this topic will be almost over, that is scattering of light will be done. So very first thing is, we understood the Tyndall effect in class 9th. So overall this Tyndall effect is just because of scattering of light. Okay, so we understood Tyndall effect is nothing but the colloidal particles will scatter the light, and because of that scattering, the path of the ray of light becomes visible to us, and that is given the name Tyndall effect. So we can say the path of ray of light becomes visible when it passes through colloidal solution. So this phenomena, we can say this phenomenon is given the name Tyndall effect, and this is because of scattering. So we can say the cause is nothing but the scattering of light. Scattering of light by colloidal particles. So this is one thing that we have to remember. Next thing is, overall if we are able to see the light within the room or anywhere, if you are able to see the light, it is just because of scattering, that you have to remember. So even in this, within this room, within this atmosphere, we have the particles which are always scattering the light. Only because of that scattering we are able to feel the light, we are able to sense the light. Otherwise, in the absence of the scatterer, in the absence of particles which can scatter the light, you cannot feel the presence of light. So that is the next thing that we have to remember. So scattering is always taking place around you. So if within a room we say there is a light, it is just because of the scattering you are able to sense or feel this particular light. So second concept we have is because of scattering of light, the presence of light is felt. Okay, so if we see, like if we say there is a light in this room, it is just because of scattering it is possible, otherwise it's not possible. So we can say the particles of atmosphere scatter the light, and hence we feel the presence of light. Okay, so this is the next thing we have. So one thing you should know, light itself is not visible, but when this light will be scattered by the particles, then it makes the things visible to you. So that is the next thing we have to remember. That is, overall the scattering is taking place in the atmosphere, and that's why you are able to feel or sense the light. So next thing that you remember is light itself is invisible, but it makes the things visible to us. When it gets scattered by the particles in atmosphere. So if you imagine that there is no particle within this atmosphere, then it will be nothing will be visible to you. The entire darkness will be there, because for the vision, for the light, or for the presence of light in the atmosphere, we need to have the scattering. So anywhere within the atmosphere we have the particles, and they are always scattering the light. So the light which is coming to you are nothing but the scattered light always that you receive from the different particles in the atmosphere, and hence you are able to see the presence of light, feel the presence of light. Otherwise it's not so possible, and that's why the space is dark. So we know we have the sun, we have the earth, and we have the atmosphere of the earth. So the light is traveling from the sun to the earth, but in the space there is no light. But we know the light is traveling from sun to earth, so it is understood in the space the light is traveling, but still we are not able to see the light, or we are not able to feel the presence of light within the space. Why? Then why the space is dark? So that is I am trying to explain here. So overall we know the light is traveling from sun to the earth. So between the sun and earth also, that is within the space, the light is there, because the light directly cannot jump from the sun to the earth. It has to travel through the space itself. But if the light is traveling through the space, then also the space is dark. Why? Because in the space there is no particles. So in space there is no particle, and without particle then scattering of light is not possible, and without scattering you cannot feel the presence of light. So I hope you understood the meaning and concept of scattering of light, and also we have discussed the natural phenomena based on the scattering of light. And today we try to understand the same scattering concept with the help of simple setup that can be also performed in the lab. And at last we also understood that if we are able to feel the presence of light within the atmosphere, it is just because of the scattering by the particles of the atmosphere. Otherwise the light itself is not visible. That's why the space is dark in color, but we know the light is traveling in the space itself, but still the presence of light is not there. The presence of light cannot be felt there, because overall there are no particles in the space to scatter the light, and without scattering the things cannot be visible to you. So that is how you have to remember the concept, that is we need the scattering for to feel the presence of light in the atmosphere. And based on this scattering we have also understood some natural phenomena, and that is how we need to understand the concept of physics. Try to relate the concept with the real life situation, and think more and more so that you can have a good imagination and you can have a good understanding of the concept of physics. So that's all we have about scattering of light, and for today it's done. Just take care, be at home, and Hari Om.